Hello students, myself Milan Patel, Assistant Professor at LJIET Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today's topic is about technical terms and requirements of good stairs. So let's start with what is stair? A stair is a series of steps arranged to connect different floors of the building. It is easy, safe and comfortable mode of communication and it is made of timber, stone, brick, steel and RCC. Okay. Next is what are the various dimension of steps? Let's see the dimension of step. For comfortable ascent and descent, the rise and trade of steps should be well proportioned. Okay, the following thumb rules are generally followed for dimension of the steps. 2 times rise in centimeter plus going in centimeter should be is equal to 60. Rise in centimeter plus going in centimeter should be about 40 to 45 centimeter. Rise in centimeter multiplied by going in centimeter should be about 400 to 450. Adopted rise should be is equal to 14 centimeter and going should be is equal to around 30 centimeter as standard. Then for every 20 mm subtracted from going and add 10 mm to the rise. Okay. Thus, the combination for rise and going would be 15 centimeter by 28 centimeter, 16 centimeter by 26 centimeter, and 17 centimeter by 24 centimeter. These are the various combinations of rise and going in a particular step. For residential buildings, the common size of the steps should be around 16 centimeter by 26 centimeter. Okay. In hospitals, the comfortable size of the steps should be provided and it should be around 10 centimeter by 30 centimeter. Here, the rise is comparatively lower than the residential buildings. Okay. Now, let's see various technical terms used in stair. You can clearly see the various components of the stairs. Let's see one by one component. First is step. It is a portion of stair which permits ascent or descent. It is comprised of tread and a riser. A stair is composed of a set of steps. Okay. Next is tread. You can clearly see tread in this figure. It is the upper horizontal portion of step upon which the foot is placed while ascending or descending. Okay. Third is riser. You can clearly see the riser here. It is the vertical portion of step providing support to the tread. Okay. So this is called as tread. This is called as the riser. Okay. Next is flight. This is defined as unbroken series of steps between the landing. Okay. So series of steps is called as flight. Okay. So in this figure, you can clearly see one flight is given. Okay. Next is landing. It is a level platform at top or bottom of flight between the floors. A landing facilitates change of direction and provides an opportunity to rest during the use of stair. You can clearly see landing portion in this figure also. Okay, it is one type of level platform given to rest the users. Next term is rise. It is the vertical distance between two successive treads. Between two successive treads, rise is given. Okay. What is going? It is the horizontal distance between two successive risers. Next is nosing. You can clearly see nosing in this figure also. It is the projective part of the tread above the face of the riser. This portion is called as the nosing. Okay, it is usually rounded up from the architectural consideration. Okay, next is scotia. You can clearly see scotia in this figure also. It is a molding provided under the nosing to improve the elevation of step and to provide strength to the nosing. Okay. Next is soffit. It is the underside of a stair. Okay. So below portion of the stair is called as soffit. Next is pitch or slope. It is the angle which line of nosing of the stair mixed with the horizontal. Okay. Next is strings, or you can say stringers. You can clearly see string in this figure also. These are the sloping members which actually support the steps in a stair. They run along the slopes of the roof. Okay. Next is naval post. You can clearly see naval post here. It is a vertical member which is placed at the ends of the flight to connect the ends of strings and as handrails. Okay. So it is generally provided at the end of the flight. Okay. Next is a baluster. You can clearly see baluster here, exactly below the handrails. It is a vertical member of wood or metal supporting the handrails. Okay. Next is balustrade. It consists of a row of balusters surmounted by handrail to provide protection for the users of the stairs. Okay. Next is handrail. It is rounded or molded member of wood or metal following generally the contour of nosing line and fixed on the top of balusters. Okay. Next component or term is headroom. It is the minimum clear vertical distance between trade and overhead structures. Okay. Next is run. It is the total length of stair in horizontal plane, including landing. Okay. Next is header. It is a horizontal structural member supporting stair, stringer, and landings. Okay. That's all about the various technical terms. Now let's see what are the requirements of a good stair. First is design of layout. Second is stairs and risers. Third is location. Fourth is width of stair. Fifth is length of flight. Sixth is pitch of stair. Seventh is headroom. Eighth is balustrade. Ninth is step dimensions. And tenth is materials for construction. These are the various requirements of good stair. Let's discuss one by one. First is design of layout. The height of floor is generally known, okay, to the user. The procedure for determining the number of treads and risers is as follows. Okay, the position of first and last riser are determined with regard to the position of doors, window, veranda, etc. A convenient height of riser is assumed. Then after, the number of risers should be calculated by total height of floor divided by the height of riser. Okay. Then after deciding the number of risers, you can easily calculate number of trades by deducting one number. Okay. So number of trades in applied should be equal to number of risers minus one. Okay. This is how you can calculate number of risers and trades in a particular flight. This is due to the fact that the surface of the upper floor forms the trade for the top step. This is why we deduct one number. Now let's understand this concept with the help of one example. For instance, let's suppose that the height of floor is 3.5 meter. Assume a riser having size 140 mm, or you can say 0.14 meter. Then you can calculate number of risers by dividing floor height to the riser height. 3.5 divided by 0.14 is equal to 25. So number of risers should be provided approximately 25. After calculating number of risers, you can calculate number of treads by just deducting one number for because there is a single flight. Okay, so number of treads is equal to 24. Number of treads for stair with double flight. For double flight, we have to deduct two number from the number of risers. So 25 minus 2, 23. Depending upon the space available for staircase, the type of stair is selected then after. Okay. Second requirement of stair is treads and risers. In this, the sizes of treads and risers is selected with the help of thumb rule, which is already discussed in this lecture before. Okay. The staircase in residential building should not have rise of more than 230 mm and a going of less than 230 mm. For public buildings, it is desirable to have rise of not more than 180 mm and going of not less than 270 mm. You have to consider this criteria. A wider the going, the less should be the riser, and the greater the rise, the less should be the going. This concept should be considered in selecting trades and risers. For a winder, the width of going is measured at a distance of 450 mm from the inside or the small end of the trade. It should always be remembered that whatever may be the values of rise and going, they should be kept constant throughout the stairs or at least throughout each flight. Okay, so these points to be considered while selecting trades and risers. It may be further noted that when space available to accommodate trays is not adequate, the risers are kept in an inclined position, as you can see in this figure, or precast units of trays are adopted. In such cases, projection of subsequent trays in plan overlap each other, and thus the total effective length of flight is reduced. In first figure, you can clearly see the inclined risers, and in the second figure, you can clearly see precast units of treads. Okay. Now let's see the third requirement of good stair, which is location. It should be located as to provide easy access to the occupants of the building or the users of the building. It should be so located that it is well lighted and ventilated directly from the exterior. It should be so located as to have approaches convenient and spacious. Fourth requirement is width of stair. Stair should be wide enough to carry the user without much crowd or inconveniences. The width of stair depends upon its location in the building and the type of building itself. In domestic building, a 90 centimeter wide stair is sufficient, while in public building, 1.5 meter to 1.8 meter width may be required. Okay, so this is purely depends on the type of building, or you can say the location in the building. The next requirement is length of flight. From comfort point of view, the number of steps are not more than 12 and it not less than 3. Next requirement is pitch of stair. The pitch of stair should match with the French theory. The labor of moving vertically is about twice that of moving horizontally. If the average human stride is taken as 23 inches. If the rise and going are measured in each units, the base pitch of stair is that inclination which by twising the rise and adding the going equal to 23. Okay, when measured in centimeter units, a comfortable slope is achieved when twice rise plus going is equal to 60 approximately. Okay, and pitch should however be limited to 30-degree angle to 45-degree angle. So these are the various thumb rules to be used while deciding pitch of stair. The next requirement is headroom. The clear distance between trade and soffit of the flight immediately above it should not be less than 2.1 to 2.3 meter, so that even a tall person can use stair with some luggage on its head. Okay. Next requirement is balustrade. Open well stairs should always be provided with balustrade to provide safety to the users. Wide stairs should have handrail to both the sides. Okay. Next requirement is about step dimensions. Rise and going should be such dimensions as to provide comfort to the users. The proportion should also be such as to provide desirable pitch of stair. The going should not be less than 25 centimeter, though 30 centimeter going is quite comfortable. Okay, the rise should be between 10 centimeter for hospitals to 15 centimeter for the regular buildings. Okay, the width of landing should not be less than the width of stair. Okay, so these are the various criteria you kept in your mind while deciding the dimensions for steps. Next is materials for construction. The material used for construction of stair should be such as to provide its sufficient strength and also fire resistance. So that's all about the various requirements of a good stair. And that's all about today's lecture. Thank you for watching.